Hello and welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to talk with a couple who has both a business and a nonprofit working with our young folks, mental health, physical health, keeping them fit. My guests are Stephanie and Ali Afonja. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
This is really interesting because you guys run a counseling business, and you saw gaps in services that were covered through insurance, through the CSA, through public means, and you guys really have stepped in to work on filling some of those gaps.
We have, yes. We do have a for-profit business where we do focus on counseling, kind of out-of-the-box types of counseling for young people through sports and nutrition. And
well, let's talk about that a little bit more then. So kids get referred to you from a variety of ways,
stakeholder agencies, primarily court services, social services, schools, Hampton City Schools, and Community Services Board also. And when they come in, we kind of assess what their needs are. And we have developed a four-quadrant approach where we look at nutrition, fitness, cognition, and spirituality. And so we involve young people in a number of activities that help to make them healthier in those areas. And we do it through gardening and sports therapy and recreational activities that really help, and arts types of activities that really help them to gain a lot of social skills and better emotional functioning.
And our sports and the different activities that we offer are prescribed based on our children's diagnosis. So if you have anger management issues, for example, we'll put you in our boxing program or our martial arts program so you can have a platform to express some of those negative emotions in a positive way.
And I think that's a little bit of a different approach. I mean, you guys are a little bit unique in this, right?
Yes.
How did you come to this approach?
Well, I had been in mental health for many, many years, and Mr. Afonja here was kind of a sports guy, fitness guy, really into nutrition and health, and we often joke that when we got married, it just was kind of a marriage of ideals as well. Kind of frustrated with some of the traditional approaches for young people myself over many years of doing regular traditional types of counseling and traditional services. Just found that it weren't as effective. The population that we're working with now has a lot of different needs. And a lot of times it's more difficult to reach them through some of our traditional therapeutic interventions. And so the sports piece, the arts, the music, those kinds of things that we've been reaching young people with, it was just a broader way to really tap into some of the difficulties and challenges that they were having. And we found success with it, kind of doing it informally at first. And then once we found how successful it was, when the young people were really getting better, really getting better emotional control, we decided to make it a little more formal and develop concept around it and research around it. And we have Family Restoration, which then led us right into F.O.O.T, our nonprofit.
And there's a number of parents who are looking for natural and holistic remedies to work with their children who have emotional and behavioral deficiencies. We find that a lot of young people are overly prescribed psychotropic medications for issues that parents can actually work with in the privacy of their own homes. So we work for over 10 years to provide parents with the information, the resources, and the tangible services they need to live a more fulfilling and well life.
Well, you know, it's fascinating because families with means are able to buy healthier foods, cook healthier foods, involve their kids in athletics, but people who maybe work 2 jobs to support their family don't have that time. They may live in a neighborhood where it's not as safe to play outside. And so, you know, problems that are unique begin to develop because some families can't provide all of that. So kids then grow up sitting in class, and then they get referred to talk therapy where they're supposed to sit still and talk.
Exactly.
And I can see how that might not always work.
Definitely.
And, you know, kids who've been through difficult things shut down, too. They're not going to, no offense, they're not going to trust you or any adult who's trying to draw
has
them
those
out.
barriers.
It
Exactly.
takes- you have to do something. And I've heard
Exactly.
with younger kids art therapy, but I would think that sports and getting people moving and arts and all kids are different. Some
That's right.
kids are going to respond to something.
That's right.
Definitely.
That's right. That's definitely different, and tapping into what they're passionate about, tapping into things that expose them to things that they've never been exposed to before. We do yoga with young children. Again, the gardening piece is a big one.
It's so interesting because these are all things that adults are
Exactly.
turning to now
Exactly.
to reduce
Definitely.
stress in their own life.
Definitely.
There's all these studies about how gardening and being outdoors and working in the earth and the environment is reducing stress
It
and
is.
causing physical benefits. And adults are turning to yoga in a huge way
But why-
for similar benefits. Why don't we think about that?
Definitely.
Exactly.
Why do
exactly.
you have to wait until you're physically worn down, psychologically in distress to try to take on these holistic habits when you can really teach your children at a very young age wonderful and natural coping mechanisms that will just be with them for the rest of their lives?
Well, yeah, there is all these, habit studies that show the younger you learn something and make it a habit, the easier it is to maintain, the better
Absolutely.
off, you are in the long run. So let's talk about your community garden, because I think that is a really interesting concept. A lot of kids today have no idea where their food comes from. French fries look like French fries. They are harvested that way.
And we find that's what they are most fascinated about, I think, just learning that what is on your plate actually came from here, started here in this garden. And we think that's where a lot of the therapeutic value comes into it. It's like, you have to finish what you began. And this is what the end products can be. But a number of the kids that we service, again, they had never been exposed to anything like this. And so when we decided that we wanted to incorporate nutrition as part of our services, we realized that they had very limited understanding and information about what nutrition really was. What does that mean, and what does it mean for me and my family? And so we started to really teach young people what nutritional health was about, how it impacts you physically, emotionally, and
Neurologically and psychologically. That's the number one thing that we really want to teach our young people. How do the substances, the foods that you intake, affect your overall mood and how you interact with other people in your immediate environment?
And so we realized, though, that access to healthy foods was very limited for the population of young people that we were connected to mostly. And we realized that in order for them to gain that access, we would have to provide some support to that. And so we went to social services and talked to the heads over there, and they were so gracious to support us to develop on some land right behind social services. And so we went in there and really transformed the space with the help of a number of young people in our community.
It's tough to start. It's easier to
definitely-
maintain
It
once you
is.
get going, but that startup
Yeah,
phase
It is.
in a garden is hard. And I can't imagine that was really good soil back there. I mean, you guys.
But we use grow boxes.
Okay,
Yeah, we
okay,
use a
that's
lot of grow
good.
boxes back there because
So
the
you've
soil
got
wasn't
the raised
that great. Yeah,
beds
we have
and
raised
added
beds.
your own. That's
Definitely.
really. So what do you guys grow? And by you guys, I mean the kids.
And, in the spring we grow tomatoes, cucumbers, watermelon, strawberries. We shut the garden down around late September. But I'm eager right now to get back in it. I can't wait
was
until
gonna
the sun
say,
comes
you could
back out.
really, they could grow greens.
yeah,
at
definitely
least.
cold water
we have
plants.
a long
Oh,
growing
definitely. You can
season
grow.
here
You
in
can go.
Hampton.
Yeah.
You can go 365 out here.
Oh, I couldn't do that, but I can keep my greens through the fall. That's a good time.
Yeah.
So, what are the reactions you see, with kids as you work with them?
They're really excited. I really a lot of our kids ask over and over again, like, when are we going back to the garden? It's just a level of excitement that they feel. They feel very calm there. We get the feeling that they feel very connected to the other people in the space, and just I think just to the environment, very connected to the environment. They're just very wowed by what they see. We have a wonderful instructor who's also a counselor, who's out there with them 2 days a week, and she teaches and they do activities. They kind of adopt little areas of the garden. Some children that they really tend to mostly. And they pick fruits and vegetables and they take them home. We get calls from parents who are very grateful for sweet potatoes and green peppers and tomatoes
So along with their activity at the garden, they also they volunteer their time with our nonprofit on a monthly basis on a number of different community initiatives within the Hampton area. And these initiatives emphasize the healthy living, the importance of wellness, and its overall effect on emotional balance and behavioral improvement. That has been a phenomenal process, seeing the therapeutic effects on our children from just simply giving back,
So that's an interesting concept. You have kids who are at risk and in need, and you're giving to them and helping them, but one of the therapies is having them help others.
Absolutely, that's the main there.
Yeah,
We for our counseling side, all of our young people have individual service plans, and that's just kind of goals that everyone is working toward in their treatment process. And one of the goals that we put there for everyone is to work in the community, to provide some level of community service. And so that was the other reason why F.O.O.T is so connected to FRS, because all of the young people that we service, they do come out once a month as part of their change process, of their own change process, to service the community. And so all of our programs do that. So what are some of the things they do? And I looked on your website, but I want you to be able to tell me those monthly events or outreach that you do with the kids.
So they go to retirement homes. They go to, like this November, we do our annual Feeding 500 in Newport News, where we give away turkeys. That's something that the entire staff and our clients get involved with. They provide support on whenever we have community activities. They provide support to the individuals that come to those activities. So they're extremely engaged in everything that we do.
It's a Easter egg hunt that we do for the community each year. It's a
back to school drive
that we do for the community each year.
Celebration of families,
which is in December. And so that's around Christmas time. And we put on a drive to kind of get funds together to provide some Christmas gifts for some families who don't have a lot. We do a family fun day every year where we invite all of the community families to come out and participate in a lot of family building activities. So there are games, lots of games and races, as a family.
So it's fun, but it's also kind of
building cohesion,
showing families how to work together, reminding them,
definitely,
how important that is.
Exactly.
And there's wellness ambassadors at each one of our events that really provides parents with those resources and the information about just living a more holistic lifestyle. So we always include that
kind
piece.
Of sneaking that in.
Exactly.
You're not here to learn, and we're not going to, lecture you, but we're going to work things in and show you
We have
how to be.
a staff nutritionist, and she comes out to all of the events. And like at the Family Fun Day, she does worksheets with the kids and stuff like that while they're out there. Try to provide manipulatives that they can learn more tangibly about nutrition and about healthy foods. And so, we just sneak that information right in there. Sometimes we'll have someone taking blood pressures, and the Lions Club.
Yeah, the adults need all that too, don't
the
they?
Lions Club to do different screenings for the kids. Our back to school drive, we typically do that. We give away lots of school supplies. And so all of our young people are involved in those activities.
Definitely.
And they're open to the public. We generally advertise just by handing out flyers.
On Facebook.
Or on Facebook. Yep. So we give out flyers a lot in social services when we're there often. And we get participation that way. And so we're very proud of those activities, and some of the support that we've been able to provide to the community. But also, we're very proud of the young people that we service that so willingly and so eagerly give back in those ways. You know, we have a car wash every year, and those funds go to CHKD. Our art therapy group, they make a lot of little items that they sell on Etsy. And then they'll take those funds and donate to CHKD. Well, they get to pick a charity, but they always pick CHKD.
Well, it makes sense.
It does make
You
sense.
know,
It's local.
children
and
almost
it's-
always
right.
pick charities that are close to their
Exactly.
lives, you know?
Exactly.
My kids, it was always, you know, the SPCA or CHE, you know, it was things that they can see and touch and
Exactly.
understand.
Exactly. And they go over and they offer those resources to the hospital directly. And so they're able to really realize the full extent of, we did this, we saw it all the way through, now we're able to come over here and give this money back to the hospital. So
And
it's,
while I was there, I realized that, you know, my experience is not that bad. Like, somebody else is going through something way worse than I am.
You know, isn't that interesting?
It is.
Because it does give you perspective. You
Definitely.
can get, no matter what your age is, very wrapped up in your own circumstances and forget
absolutely.
that other people are suffering in different ways
That's
as
right.
well. So.
That's right.
Okay, well, we need to wrap up, but how can people get in touch with you if they're interested in contributing to your nonprofit or learning more about family restoration services?
Well, you can definitely go to the website. Now, for Foot, it's footnow.org.
Yeah, it was a little tricky to find.
It is footnow.org, and that talks about, again, the nonprofit services and different things we're doing in the community. We like to do lots of pictures and videos, so, and please enjoy when you go and visit our sites, because you will find a lot of pictures and videos there of the community-based activities that we've been doing. But definitely visit footnow.org and visit Family Restoration Services online. You can definitely go to Family Restoration Services and see a number and find out how to get in contact with us to get services on the service side too, if that's
Okay.
what they're interested in.
And we recently started a free online resource for parents who have children who are suffering from mental health issues, who are looking for natural and holistic services and instruction, articles, and products. They could go to holisticfamilysolutions.com to get more free information on how you can work with your child using natural remedies to alleviate some of their issues.
Okay, wonderful. So you guys are helping to make our kids more well-rounded in terms of health, physical activity, mental health,
Yes.
and contributing to their community.
Yes.
Sometimes I think people think the only way they can contribute is with a financial donation, but the gift of time, the gift of resources, the gift of
Ideas.
what you can give, your
right.
own creativity
That's right.
Definitely.
is,
That's right.
is a huge thing to teach our young people, and some of us maybe.
Yes, yes.
Maybe need that reminder too. Thank you, Stephanie.
you for
It was
Thank you so
having
much.
us. Thank you.
Definitely,
It was a pleasure to
definitely
be
a
here.
pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. I hope if you know someone who can benefit from these services, or if you have a talent or donation to share with their nonprofit, you'll get in touch with them. Thanks for watching.